Hello friends, and welcome back to Witchy Ways for Modern Days. This is Brittany from Winslow Naturals. Today we are going to warm things up a bit. We are going to talk about the fierce, passionate, and transformative element of fire. So fire is one of the most ancient powers that humans have worked with. It's both creator and destroyer. It's a source of comfort, but also a force of chaos. Fire cooks our food, it warms our homes, fuels rituals, and yet it can also consume, it can cleanse, and transform things in ways that leave nothing in its path unchanged. In witchcraft and spiritual practice, fire is the element of willpower, transformation, courage, and passion. So in this episode, we are going to explore the many layers of fire, its meanings, its role in history and mythology, how it's used in magic, the spiritual significance, and practical ways you can work with it in your own practice. So grab a cup of tea, sit down with me, find a nice fluffy blanket, and let's start. Where earth grounds, air inspires, and water soothes, fire ignites. Fire is the spark that begins creation. It's the energy that drives us and pushes us forward, the will that fuels transformation. In magical and spiritual traditions, fire is associated with a few things. It's associated with transformation. It changes everything it touches. It symbolizes death, but also rebirth. Fire is a passion and desire force, so it embodies creativity, sexuality, ambition. It's really a power that can be held right at that sacral chakra. Fire element is the element of courage. It's the element of willpower. It gives you the drive to act, overcome challenges. It is a purification element. Most people, when they initially think which of the 5 elements will cleanse, you're going to think water. That's the first thing that's going to pop in your mind. Water element washes away, which is entirely true. That is not inaccurate, but fire is often just as powerful with that. Fire and flame burns away whatever is no longer needed, and it clears space for renewal. There is a reason why so many people do candle work, myself included. Candle work is my favorite type of practice. It's the one that I connect to the most, and that's kind of an ironic thing considering I am a water sign. And fire is also often linked to divine inspiration and enlightenment. It is a spiritual illumination element. It can be super exhilarating, but fire element also does demand respect. It is unpredictable and it can move quickly. So we do have to honor and remember that fire is untamable by us. So fire has fascinated humanity for as long as we have been able to control it. I'm sure before we controlled it, it was terrifying. But at a certain point, when we learned to start to deal with fire, kind of combat fire, it began to fascinate us. So myth after myth tells us of fire's origin, its dangers, and its gifts. In Greek mythology, Prometheus is the one who stole fire from the gods to give it to humanity. So Prometheus was meant to be enabling humans with civilization and technology, but he did this at great personal cost. Now in Hindu mythology, Agni is the god of fire. He is a messenger between humans and the divine. He carries offerings through flames to the gods. So there are many different fire element entities and deities. These are just a few of the more recognizable ones. The Norse did honor Loki. So not only was he honored as a trickster, Loki was also seen as a figure linked to fire's unpredictable nature, hence trickster energy. Many indigenous traditions view fire as a living being, a relative who provides warmth and protection, but must also be treated with respect. Even creation myths, in pantheons over, often feature fire as the first spark of existence. It is seen as the light in the darkness. It's also seen as the catalyst that set the universe into motion. So, in regards to the history, the cultural significance of fire, how that's been kind of passed down, the mastery of fire was one of the greatest turning points in human history. Anthropologists do believe that early humans first harnessed fire, were able to control it over 1 million years ago, which is a number that sounds insane to me. I think that's so fascinating, right? Like over 1 million years ago, this element was in our hands. Fire allowed those people to cook food. It helped to expand our diets. It improved our health as a species. It provided light in the dark, warmth in cold climates so that we could continue to survive. It was protection from predators. And fire also became central to religion and ritual. Sacred flames have burned in temples for thousands of years. The eternal flame of the Vestal Virgins in ancient Rome was one, and the Olympic flame, which still burns today as a symbol of unity and perseverance. In magical traditions, fire is associated with the south, with the sun, and with masculine protective energy. Though, like all elements, it does transcend gender when it's understood in a deeper way. Now, fire magic is fast-acting. It is powerful. Fire is the element for spells of transformation, passion, destruction of anything unwanted, and empowerment. When I do candle work, I have some common associations I like to include in that work. Candles, lamps, bonfires, you could even use like charcoal. Wands, if you have a wand of any type, that does help represent fire. Crystals for candle work and fire, the best ones: carnelian, sunstone, citrine, hematite, garnet, ruby. There are a bunch. Those are the top ones I'd recommend. If we're dealing with herbs and plants, cinnamon and ginger are excellent with fire. Pepper, bay leaves. Bay leaves are a huge one. You can manifest anything. Writing it on a bay leaf and burning it, it's as good as snapping your fingers. And chili pepper. So chili pepper would be something that would be a bit more of a passionate spell, spicy spell, I'm going to say. Very strong spark of energy. Colors associated: red, of course, orange, gold, sometimes bright yellow. So these colors, if you want to write on bay leaves in these colors, if you would want to drip some wax, or even just have the entire candle be one of those colors, those do work well with fire element. Fire spells often use candles as the focus, because candle magic does allow us to tap into the power of the flame in a controlled and symbolic way. Burning herbs or burning paper, bay leaves, these can be a way of sending intentions into the universe, or releasing something that you no longer wish to hold. Here is a simple way. The remainder of this podcast can be purchased at our Patreon, Witchy Ways for Modern Days.